This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. The first victory at home. The Giants just wrapped up their home opener with a win against the Mariners. This is such an exciting time for fans. Oracle Park was buzzing with energy all day. For many, it was all about just enjoying baseball with friends and family. And as Kevin Coe shows us, even some A's fans showed up.
Another sold-out opening day for the Giants here at Oracle Park. And for so many fans, what a memorable unofficial holiday it was. More than 40,000 fans packing into Oracle Park for the season's first day full of ballpark food, beer, and Giants baseball. Opening day is special for everyone here, but the unofficial holiday means something different to everyone.
This is my first opening day, so I'm just excited to be here with him. He's my best friend.
For Danny, today is about creating new memories in memory of his brother-in-law.
Me and Rick been coming to opening day since 2005. 20 years. And he passed away 3 years ago, so now we all, as brothers, we all come.
All right. Woo! Go Giants!
For Kier, opening day was the first chance of the year to honor her grandmother, the biggest Giants fan she knew.
My grandma, Betty Gregoire, was born in San Francisco. She had season tickets at Candlestick Park and loved the Giants. And so when she passed, we decided to honor her every game that we come to by bringing flowers and throwing them in the water for her.
Kier isn't the only one at opening day with her kids. For some, it's their first opening day ever.
Cooper is almost one.
Almost one?
Yeah, it's his first opening day. Yeah, let's go Giants!
Gina's been to 3 other opening days with her older daughter, but it's a brand new experience for Cody and Sam.
Well, we're still managing, but we'll see how it goes.
Hopefully he'll be a Giant one day. That's our goal.
Opening day at Oracle Park is truly a Bay Area-wide event, with many East Bay fans here as well.
I'm more A's, to be honest, but my dad gave me this, so.
It's like, it's ice cold. Hey, ice cold in the field. What's happening, baby? I'm everywhere, you see, but it's a different feeling. You got new fans here, you got a new movement, you know, it's a different vibe.
Ice Cold Kenny worked A's games for years at the Oakland Coliseum. Now, at his new job across the Bay Bridge, he's adjusting well.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I got Matt Chapman here, so I'm doing really good. I'll take that any day.
Get used to seeing a lot more foot traffic here at Willie Mays Plaza. This is something that a lot of fans noted, and we're very happy to see. And you know who else is happy? All of these businesses. We have been seeing lines out the door since the morning.
On to a developing story. San Jose firefighters say everyone was able to get out unharmed after a recycling center's roof suddenly collapsed this afternoon. Our chopper got an overhead look at the damage to the warehouse on Leo Avenue. Firefighters say the collapse was triggered by an employee who drove into a support column. They wrapped up their search of the building a little more than an hour ago. We spoke with Armando, who says he was about to go inside to make a delivery moments before the collapse.
5 minutes before go inside the building, it make like a strong noise, like something like the bomb explosion inside. It's my lucky day.
Fire officials say the recycling center is now at risk of further collapse and will be red tagged. Crews will also install a 50-foot barrier around the building. President Trump's plan to impose global tariffs sent the U.S. stock market into a nosedive for a second day in a row. So here's a look at the closing numbers right now. The Dow and the NASDAQ, you can see down, the S&P 500 all down more than 5.5%. U.S. stocks have lost more than $6.5 trillion in value in just the span of 2 days. While the stock markets were crashing, President Trump spent much of the day at his private golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida. On his social media platform, he urged the Fed to cut interest rates, which could encourage more borrowing and spending. But Fed Chief Jerome Powell says the Fed is staying put until the full impact of the tariffs is clear. President Trump's baseline 10% tariffs go into effect at midnight. Reciprocal tariffs go into effect next week. And China is already retaliating with a 34% tariff increase on U.S. goods. And now there are fears that the trade war could raise prices on some basic items, including groceries. Businesses and customers are reluctantly gearing up.
Well, it'll raise our cost, for sure. Pretty much every section in the store has a foreign item in it.
You're going to have to make judgments about how much you buy and portion control.
Experts say agriculture will likely be one of the first industries to feel the ripple effects of the tariffs. And California farmers are worried the losses could be in the billions. But Jim Warren, a cattle rancher from San Benito County, says foreign tariffs on American beef have made it difficult for ranchers like him to make inroads into their markets. He believes the short-term hurt will give way to huge long-term gains.
We found out that the cars that came here were charged a 2% tariff, and our beef was 38% going to Japan. It's ridiculous, the tariffs that we paid for our product to go to the Pacific Rim, the European Union, and other countries.
Jim says beef prices will remain high because of rising costs of production, loss of grazing, land, and environmental concerns. Governor Newsom is trying to soften the tariff blow for California. He's asking world leaders to exempt products made in the Golden State from any new tariffs they impose on the U.S. Transgender athletes in school sports back in the spotlight in California. Recently, Governor Newsom received backlash when he said on his podcast that trans students playing in female sports didn't seem fair. And today in Oakland, a group of parents called for the California Interscholastic Federation to change its policy. Dahlin spoke to people on both sides of this issue.
High school junior Jordan Brace has been competing in track and field and cross country since 8th grade. It's her outlet, and it helps her focus on school.
When I'm having a bad day, when I go to practice and I'm with my team, that's kind of like my getaway from all my stress.
But she believes high school female sports are losing balance and fairness by allowing transgender students to compete against other female athletes.
It's about fairness, and most importantly, it's about safety. There have been multiple injuries caused by a female competing against a biological male. A male, regardless of puberty blockers or anything, is always going to be stronger and have a larger muscle mass and be faster than me.
She, along with roughly 20 parents and grandparents, spoke at a California Interscholastic Federation meeting in Oakland on Friday. They urged the CIF to change its policy. The CIF governs high school sports in the state and for more than 10 years has allowed athletes to play on a sports team consistent with their gender identity.
She said there was a naked boy in her locker room and that she had to get dressed in the shower stall. When I called the principal, he said there was nothing that they could do.
As a result, Elizabeth Kenny says her granddaughter left her volleyball team.
Sad. She was robbed. She was robbed of playing sports.
We want everybody to be able to play sports. It's not about keeping boys out of sports. If they think they're a girl, that's fine for them, but they have to play in the male category.
CIF officials listened to parents and grandparents, but did not take any action at their spring meeting at the downtown Marriott Hotel. They declined an on-camera interview, but said in a statement that they're simply following California law, which permits students to participate in school programs consistent with their gender identity. Equality California advocates for transgender students and supports the CIF policy.
Transgender youth, their families, their doctors, and their teachers are facing unprecedented attacks from extremist politicians who want to erase their civil rights and erase them from public life.
Jorge Reyes Salinas is the communications director for Equality California. He says studies show trans athletes don't have physical advantages over their peers.
This is part of their playbook to make parents upset, to make them fear transgender youth, to make them fear that their children's safety is at stake.
Brace says it's not about politics or alienating any group. It's about fairness.
I plan on competing in track and field and cross country in college too, and this might be an issue that I might have to face when I'm older.
The Trump administration demanded California and the CIF to change its policy. The CIF refused. It's unclear if they'll revisit this topic anytime soon.
Earlier this week, state lawmakers rejected a pair of bills that would have banned transgender students from playing in girls' sports. Hitting pause on a beloved music festival, why San Francisco's Jazz Festival will not be returning this summer. And what's been dubbed as the world's most beautiful Taco Bell is back. It's back open right here in the Bay Area, and a lot of people from around the Bay Area were excited to check it out.
I was just telling him we're about to go to the best restaurant in the United States.
Saw temperatures warm up a little bit for the end of the work week, and the temperatures in the 70s away from the bay and the coast going to continue as we head into the first weekend in April. Details on that and the next chance of showers coming up in First Alert Weather.
And we are excited to announce that CBS News Bay Area is now the official media partner of the Golden State Valkyries. Fans across Northern California will be able to catch more than 30 Valkyrie games right here on KPIX and Pix Plus. CBS News Bay Area will be covering all aspects of the team's inaugural season in the WNBA. That includes a weekly show that will get behind-the-scenes access to players and coaches. The Valkyries' first preseason game at Chase Center is on May 6th. Then the regular season starts May 16th. San Francisco's Fillmore Jazz Festival will not be returning this year due to a lack of funding. Organizers say revenue growth has been slow since the pandemic, and they're instead focusing on making sure the annual two-day festival is ready for 2026. However, they say community funds are being raised for a possible jazz event on Fillmore this summer. It's been called the most beautiful Taco Bell in the world, with views you can't beat. After a months-long remodeling, the Taco Bell Cantina in Pacifica is back open with brand new features. So those upgrades include refurbished seating indoors, new heaters outdoors, and a brand new bar featuring unique drink selections.
Taco Bell doesn't usually serve alcohol, so you can mix it with any drink that you want, and it's kind of a good time.
What are you going to get?
Probably a Baja Blast with rum.
Ooh, okay. The famous fast food spot had been closed since January. Look at that. Cheers. All right.
Good views.
And now I want a burrito supreme, no sour cream, extra lettuce.
Wow,
and maybe
that's
that drink
very
he was having.
specific.
I know.
Man.
Anyway, you're like, get out of my way when I'm ordering.
Man, you launch the DoorDash app and it just loads that up automatically, doesn't it?
It does. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but I want to go to the one in Pacifica. Have you been there?
I have not been there, so
Okay.
have to next time we're out that way. have
Right.
to,
This is the weekend to see the sun.
Yeah, and along the coast, even temperature is going to be above normal. So get out and enjoy it. We're in the midst of a calm weather pattern, while other parts of the country, it is the complete opposite of that. This has been something that's been ongoing for the past few days, and today's been another day of widespread severe thunderstorms and flooding through the central and southern U.S. This is the radar replay over the last 12 hours. Look at these thunderstorms blowing up in Texas and Oklahoma and marching to the east through Arkansas, Missouri, and Illinois. It's going to continue like this tomorrow. The whole storm system has been stuck because there's a heat dome parked over the southeastern U.S., just keeping this thing locked in place. So it just keeps raining over and over and over again. They've had hundreds of severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings over the past few days. That's a threat once again tomorrow. Level 3 out of 5 on the Storm Prediction Center's scale for an enhanced risk of severe weather from Louisiana to Mississippi and West Tennessee. And even more than the thunderstorm threat, hail, tornadoes, and wind, it's the potential for even more heavy rain on top of already saturated ground, leading to the highest category from the Weather Prediction Center's excessive rainfall threat. Flash flooding is likely. They've already added up 8 to 10 inches of rain, maybe another 3 to 5 inches of rain on top of that. So this is where all the action is across the country. While in our neck of the woods, things are nice and calm across the Bay Area. Let's take a look outside right now, and we are looking out from the top of Sutro Tower towards downtown San Francisco. Things are looking just fine. Temperatures in the 60s across the board. Livermore dropped off the map, but I would bet you're somewhere between 62 and 67 because that's where everybody else is. After our temperatures were a few degrees above average this afternoon, we're starting to back down. Sun goes down in about 15 minutes or so, and while our temperatures will be cool tomorrow morning, they're not going to be as chilly as they were this morning. We had some 30s, especially in the North Bay and the Tri-Valley this morning, but instead we're going to be dropping down to the low 40s for those coolest spots by early tomorrow. Most of us in the mid to upper 40s for wake-up temperatures on Saturday morning if you're waking up close to sunrise. No reason to do that on Saturday. But after this normal start, we're going to end up several degrees above average, anywhere from 4 to 8 degrees above normal, up into the mid-70s in the Santa Clara Valley, mid-70s east of the Oakland Hills. Be a lot of spots tied for the warm location at 76 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Mid to upper 60s and low 70s around the Bay, even mid-70s down the peninsula in Redwood City, and low 60s along the coast. Not bad at all for coastal parts of the Bay Area. Plenty of sunshine, a little bit of fog early in the morning, but I don't think that's going to be a major factor as we head into Saturday past about 9, 10 o'clock or so. Looking a bit farther down the line, there is a chance of showers that's going to head our way, but it's going to hold off until after the sun goes down on Sunday. We're just going to see increasing clouds for most of Sunday, gradually blocking more of the sunshine, but we're still going to be warm for the second half of the weekend. Just a few showers trying to move into the North Bay before midnight, but the bulk of the shower activity moves in after midnight Sunday night with some hit and miss showers for the Monday morning commute. Off and on showers are going to continue for the first half of Monday, and then they go away as we head into Monday afternoon. So this is going to be a brief rainmaker. It's not going to amount to a whole lot, and it's the only chance of rain that we have in the entire 7-day forecast. The rest of the 7-day outlook remains dry, and temperatures are going to do the kind of an up and down thing. The biggest roller coaster ride will be inland. We're using Livermore as the example of that. Mid-70s this weekend, dropping back to around 70 and then up to almost 80 degrees on Wednesday before going down the other side of the roller coaster by late next week. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. We'll start at the coast where the ups and downs are not going to be quite as dramatic. Low 60s this weekend, near 60 Monday and Tuesday, and then up into the mid 60s on Wednesday. You get a little more variation Bayside, where temperatures will hover around 70 degrees this weekend, backing down a bit Monday and Tuesday, and then into the low 70s on Wednesday. While inland, you typically see a little more turbulence to your temperature pattern this time of year. This is not anything that's really all that bad for early April. We can easily see a 20 to 30 degree swing in this time of year, but instead we're going to go from the upper 60s on Monday up to the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees by Wednesday. Jules?
Sounds great. Thank you. Coming up at 15 and a half, you get a learner's permit in California, but soon you may not be able to sit shotgun. We'll explain why. And why there might be a little extra pressure on Houston's head coach heading into the Final Four.
Hey, Johnny Mosley here. Before you pack up your boards and load up your Toyota, let's have a glance at conditions in the Sierra. The Toyota Tile Report is dialed in. Let's get over to the map.
The first weekend in April is looking fantastic in the Sierra. While there's no new snow in the forecast, the 2 to 4 feet that piled up earlier this week will make for great early spring skiing conditions. The lack of new snow also means that road conditions will be just fine going to and coming back from the mountains this weekend. And while you're there, the weather's looking really nice as well. Lows will be just below freezing each morning with highs in the 40s and low 50s both Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine this weekend too, so don't forget the sunscreen. That's always an important accessory for spring skiing. Looking farther ahead, the chances for new snow in April tend to be pretty sparse, but long-range data does indicate a chance for some light snow in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, have fun and be safe this weekend, and we'll keep you updated here in the Toyota Tahoe Report.
This is the Northern California Honda dealers Madness Minute.
The Final Four tips off tomorrow in San Antonio. All 4 head coaches are seeking their first national title, but 2 of them know they're running out of chances. Houston's Kelvin Sampson is the oldest coach at 69. Auburn's Bruce Pearl right behind him at 65, while Florida's Todd Golden and Duke's John Shire, both still in their 30s.
You and Bruce Pearl, and then you got 2 guys that are young enough to be your sons.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I hadn't quite looked at it like that, but I will now. Well, I coach against my son Kellen in scrimmages all the time, and he's always kicking my butt. So I'm used to getting beat by younger guys. I still think Bruce has got a lot of good years left. He's a youngster. He's only 65.
For the Madness Minute, I'm Matt Lively.
Kids could be riding around in the back seat a lot longer. The new proposal that could change the rules for who rides shotgun. That's not fair. A new law in the works would limit who gets to ride around in the front passenger seat in California. So right now, kids 8 and over are allowed up front, but a new bill looks to increase that age to up to 16. Assemblymember Lori Wilson says her new bill is about safety, while others argue it just does not make sense.
The best thing to do to keep your child safe while riding in a vehicle matches what our law is. It would be mandating and making it a requirement by law.
How is this properly enforceable? There's unless we're just going to start pulling people aside who look short.
If approved, a $20 ticket for the first violation, $50 after that. I don't know how that would fly in my household. The kids like shotgun. We'll see. All right, no rule yet. Thanks for watching. News continues at 8 on Pix Plus, 44 Cable 12. See you back here at 11. Although safety is a factor. Okay, have a good one. Giants won. Woohoo!